Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and tonight I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Football Formations by Niverio. Now, Niverio is a setter I have not seen do much recently. But this is a puzzle from a couple of years ago, which was recommended to me by someone who said that they'd tried the puzzle and couldn't solve it. I sent this through to a tester who also couldn't solve it. So I'm jumping into the deep end and hoping I can find what the trick to this puzzle is. I'm expecting this to be a long one. I've got myself a drink of water. I've got a couple of hours where I can give this a try. So I'm going to give this one a go. This could be a longer video. Maybe I will figure it out. I don't know. We'll see how we go. So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And it's normal arrow rules. So digits placed on arrows, the sum of them gets placed into the arrow circle. So the sum of these two digits gets placed here. The sum of these two digits gets placed here. I can see some stuff, so I'm obviously there'll be a trick partway through. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot, because I can see some stuff straight away, such as 6 is either 6 plus 1 would be 7, 6 plus 2 would be 8, 6 plus 3 would be 9. So that's restricted. But these are also restricted, because the minimum I can put into these three cells would be 1, 2, and 3, and then I have to add at least one more digit to it. So if this was 1, 2, 3 plus 1, this would be 7. So this has to be 7, 8, or 9. And the same is true here. This is 7, 8, or 9. And these, because the minimum here is 6, is 1, 2, or 3. And the same here. This is 1, 2, or 3. Now, the maximum I could put onto these arrows would be a sum of 8, which means the maximum I can put onto these arrows is a 5. So the 6 in here is in here. Okay. Now, each of these arrows must have a 1 on it, because the maximum sum of this arrow is 8, because I have to add something to it. So if it was summed to 9, then there'd be a problem. And if I don't put a 1 on this arrow, the minimum would be 2, 3, 4, which would be 9, and then this would have to be 0 to keep this down. So there's a 1 on each of these arrows. So this column is interesting because I've got 2, 1, 2, and 3s already taken up in the column. Yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at those plus these. Because the minimum of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 21. And the minimum of these is 6 plus 6, which is 12. So the 21 plus 12 is 33. So these digits here, which are the sum of all of those, have a minimum of 33. (21 plus 12, 33. Now 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. Plus 6 would get me to 33. But I could do better than that, I think, because the minimum of these is 21. Sorry, my shoe has come loose. The minimum of those is 21, but the maximum of these is 5. So the minimum of these is 16. So these two cells, so if I remove these from the equation, yeah, let's look at it that way. Let's not worry about these just yet. Let's look at these cells. I might come back to adding these in. But this is 21, but these have a maximum of 5. So these have to be 16 or more, which means these two cells here have to be 16 or more. So they could be 9, 7. They couldn't have a 6 in them. These are 7, 8, or 9. They could be 7, 9. They could be 8, 9. They could be, well, actually, no, they can't be 7, 7. They could be 7, 9. They could be 8, 8. They could be 8, 9. They could be 9, 9. Now, the interesting thing is, if this is a 3, if this is a 3, we put 1, 2, 3 on this. So this would be a 3, this would be a 1, 2, this would be a 3, and both of those would be 9. And this couldn't be a 9. So if this is a 3, both of those become 9. And then 9 would be in one of those two. But actually, it's better than that in here, actually. Because one of these, I think, needs to be 4, 5. Because let's think about it. One of these arrows can take a 1, 2, or a 3. But only one of them can, because 2, 1, 2, and 3s are already used. So only one of these arrows can get a 1, 2, or 3. So the other arrow will have a minimum of 4, 5, and therefore will need to be 4, 5, making at least one of these a 9. So if one of these is 4, 5, and the other one will have a 1, 2, 3 with a higher digit, but it can't take a 9. There's a 9 down here. That's bad pencil marking. But there's a 9 in one of these 3 cells. Now, so I can't use 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 down here. This is from 6, 7, 8, 9. And this can't be a 6 because of the 6 in the row. That's a 7, 8, 9 triple. Because if I was to use anything from 1, 2, 3 down here, I'd have 4, 5 here. The minimum I could put on one of these arrows would be 4, 5, and the other one would be broken. So I can't use 1, 2, 3. And if I use 4, or 5 down here, the 1, 2, or 3 that goes on one of the arrows would force the other one to have 4 plus something higher than 5, or 5 and something higher than 5, and that wouldn't work. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be a 1 because there's a 1 down here. Those 2 digits can't go on this arrow. So those 2 digits are down here with the 6. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 6, that's a 6. That digit is in one of those 2. I don't know. So if this is 7, this is 1, 2, 3 with 1. So both of those would be 1. Oh, that doesn't work. Look at this. If this is 7, these would be 1, 2, 3. The minimum they could be. This would be a 1, which would mean this would be the 2, 3. This would be a 1. This would be a 1. And by Sudoku, that would be a 1, which is 6, 1, 7. And both of those would be 7. This can't be a 7. But 7's the only thing that's made up a single way. Oh, of course, these are the same digit. That digit and that digit are the same. So this is 1, 2, or 3. Because If these three digits are all different, these three digits are all different. And if those two digits weren't the same, these would be four different digits, would be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that would have to sum to at least 10, which it can't do. Those two digits are the same. If these were 3, these would be 3, 3, 1, 2. This would be 9, and the 3 and the 3 here would put 3 here. This would be 6, 3. This would be 9. This can't be 3. 2, 2, I'd be at 4. 1, 3 would get me to 2, 2. 2, 2 here would put a 2 here. This would be an 8, so this would have to be a 9. So these would have to sum to 5, and they'd have to be 1, 4. 1, 1 would put 1 here. This would be a 7. And these would be 2, so this would have to sum to 6 or 7. Which would be 2, 4, 2, 5, or 3, 4. But this is the same. Those two digits are the same. So this is 1, 2, or 3. I don't know what that's doing. Can these be 3? If these are 3, this is a 1, 2. This is a 4, 5, because 1, 2, and 3 is already taken, making that a 9. This would be a 9. This couldn't be a 9, so this wouldn't be a 3. Sorry, I'm a little lost here. One is in one of these 3 cells. Hang on, what was the sum of all of these again? This was 21 plus 12, which is 33. 18 plus 17 is way above that. 35. So I've only got 2 degrees of freedom. But I don't see why these couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and giving me my degrees of freedom there. One of these is 4, 5. It has to be, because one of these arrows has 1, 2, or 3 on it, and if I used the 4 or the 5, this would cause the other one to go above. So one of these is 4, 5. One of these is a 9. If this is a 9, this couldn't be a 9, so this couldn't, well, these couldn't be 3. So if this is a 9, these can't be 3, because if these are 3, that's a 9. So if this is a 9, there's no 3s there, and 3 would go down here. If this is a 9, 3 is in orange. What could 3 go with? It can't go with the 1 or the 2, because the 1 and the 2 is taken up by the high digit. It couldn't go with the 4 or the 5. The 4 or the 5 makes 9. So it would have to go with 6, 7, or 8, 9. It'd go with 3, 6. So if this is a 9, 3 can't go here because this would be 3, 3, which means this would be 3, 1, 2. This would be the 9, so this couldn't be the 9. Now, hang on, if this is 9, this can't be 3 because 3 here makes this a 9. So if this is a 9, 3 is on this with 6. And these would both be 9. So if this is a 9, this is a 9. If this is a 9, does that force that to be a 9? No, because that one doesn't force anything. This is blue. Because blue has to go here somewhere, and it can't be 6 or 7, 8, 9. So this is 1, 2, so this isn't a 9. Green is down here, but I don't know which one. So 9 is down here, because I can't put 9 on this arrow. 9 is down here. 9 is in one of those. 9 is down here. Oh no, 9 could go there. 9 in this column is down here, because I can't put 9 on an arrow. If 8 is on this arrow, it's with a 1. Yeah, and if 3 goes on here, it's with 3, 6, and both of these are 9. But 9 can't go on an arrow. 9 can't go on an arrow. If this is a 9, 9 is forced into one of those two, and that can't be a 9. If that's a 9, 9 can't go in any of these. 9 is forced into one of those two, and that can't be a 9. So 3 in this column, if it was in orange, would have to go with 6, making one of them a 9, but the other one is a 4, 5, making both of them 9, and then I can't put 9 in box 4. 3 is not in orange. That's the 3. So that's the 3. This is a 1, 2. This is a 9. This is 4, 5. This is 9. These are 7, 8, 9. That's not the 9. No, they're not 7, 8, 9. Undo that. Undo that. That is wrong. The 9 takes 9 out of there. These are 6, 7, 8. This now is this is the 4, 5. One of these has to be 4, 5 with 9, and it has to be that one, and this has the 1 or the 2 on it. That's really cool. And now 3 is in one of those two, allowing me to get rid of that colouring. Now, the 9 looks down, making this the 8. These are the same digit, which means this is the 7, this is the 1, these are the 1, so these have to sum to 6. This is a 9, there's no 9 in those. There's no 1 able to be put up here, so the 8 has to be down here. So this is either 2, 6 or 2, 7. It can't be 2, 7 because that can't be 9. This is 2, 6. There's no 6 down here. The 2, 6 makes that the 8, and I take 8 out of both of those. That is miraculously good. Now the 8 here, these have to sum to 6. I can get rid of the blue colouring. The only ways to make 6 is 1, 5 or 2, 4. I can't use 1, 5. That is a 2, 4. The 2, 4 comes out of there. This is 3, 5. So this is the 2, 4. This arrow is now restricted. Because I can't use 1, 2. I could use This is 3, 5, because if it was anything other than 3, 5, the minimum it could be, I would break the maximum total it could be, which is 8. This is 3, 5, 8. This is 7. This is 6. 6 and 8 come out of there. This is 7 or 9. The 8 comes out of there, of course. This is 6, 7 or 9, with the 6 being in there. There's no 6 here. This is stunning. And now all the math is just done. The math was done by Sudoku. Why do I feel I can't trust math that's done by Sudoku? 1 and 1 puts 1 in here. The 2, 6 makes that the 7, which makes that the 6. So I've got a quadruple in this column. 2, 4, 5. Let's start again. 2, 4, 5, and 7. Now this can't be 2, 4. This is a 5, 7. So 2 and 4 are in here. Now this can't have a 7 on it, because if I put a 7 on here, the minimum it could be would be 7 with 2, which would need this to be a 9, and it can't be. So if this is 2, 4, this is 6. If it's 2, 5, it can't be. It can't be 2, 4. Because if it's 2, 4, this would need to be a 6. So there must be a 5 on here. 2, 5 would make this 7. 4, 5 would make this 9. It can't be 4, 5. This is 2, 5. This is the 7. The 2, 5 looks down, making that the 7. The 7, 2, 5 makes that the 4, which makes that the 5 and that the 4. This is so amazing. That's the 8 from both 7s looking at it. The 7 takes 7 out of those. That is a 6, 9. And I've got triples. 3, 5, 9. There's no 9 there. 1, 2, 4, 8. I have nothing on that. This is stunning. So these are 1, 4, 5, and 9. Now, I can't make a 2-cell arrow sum to 4. Sorry, sum to 1. Also, I've got a 1 looking at it. If this is a 4, this becomes 1, 3. You know what? I'm not sure. There's no 9 in any of those. This is a 4 or a 5. Now, if it's 4, it's 1, 3. If it's 5, it can't be 1, 4, so it'll be 2, 3. There is a 3 on this arrow. It can't be 1, 4 because there's a 4 in the box. So this is the 5, this is the 3. The 5 looks up making this the 4, which means this is 1, 3. There's no 1 here. There's no 4 in any of those. The 1 looks across making that the 5, which makes that the 9, which makes that the 1. This is so... The 4 looks down making this 2 and this 4. This is so... This is elegant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a triple. 2, 7, and 9. The 7 and the 9 looks across making that the 2. The 2 comes out of those. This is a 5 and this is a 2. I'm going to be really interested to see how people go on this one. There were some tricky spots to break into it, I have to admit. These are 1, 3, and 4. There's no 1 there. There's no 4 there. So 4 is in one of those two. I still could fail at this. Like, I feel there's still something that is being withheld from my brain. Or I've made an error. I know 4 is in one of those two. So I can't put 1 on this. 2, okay. 2 is in one of these 3 cells. We know that for a fact by Sudoku. Now 2 can't be here, or these would have to be very, very low. They'd have to be 2 digits, something to 2. It doesn't work. So this is 2 plus something. This can't sum to 3 because I'd need 1, 2, and 1's not available. Because I can't put 1 in either of them. It can't sum to 4 or 5. So this is 6. It can't be 7. So 6 or 8. So this is 2, 4 or 2, 6. And it's not 2, 4. This is 2, 6. This is 8. It's so tight. The 8 looks down, taking 8 out of there. So these are 1, 3, 7, and 9. I've done all the arrows. Oh, this 9 is looking down, making this the 6 and this the 9. So 6 is in one of those two, but the 2 6s looking across saying that's not the 6, that's the 6. So these are 1, 3, 7, and 8. There's no 8 in those. That's the 8. The 1, 3, 7 gives me a 1, 3, 7 triple, making that the 9 and that the 7. There must be a 7 in here. Can I do something here? 8 is in one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 4 is somewhere in here. 4 is in one of those two. 5, this is a 4, 5 pair. 4 and 5 have to go in this box. They're in here. So this can't be the 8. This is the 8. Because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7 and 8. And the 8 is looking up, making that the 7 and that the 8, which means that's not the 7, that's the 7. Is anything breaking that open yet? In these columns, I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need something to break. I think it's going to be this 1, 3. It's placing these 1, 3s that's going to break it open. What am I missing here? 2, 3, and 6. That's not it. Huh. How am I going to break this open? How am I going to break this open? Oh, please don't break me at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 7, 8 in here. 2, 6, 7, 8. There's no 7, 8 here. So this is a 2, 6 pair. So this is 7, 8. The 7 is looking up, making that the 8 and that the 7. The 8 turns around, taking 8 out of there. So that's a 2, 4 pair. That's the 8. Six, 7, 8. The 6, of course, made that the 2 and that the 6. The 2 looks down, making that the 4 and that the 2. Given digits are invisible. The 4 looks up, making that the 5 and that the 4. There's no 5 here. So is this 3 or 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 3 or 9. This is 2, 3, 6. There's no 6 there. So 6 is looking down there. No, the 2 is looking up. There's no 2 in those. That's the 6, that's the 3, that's the 2. The 6 looks across, making that the 2 and that the 6. There's no 3 here. Importantly, the 3 is looking down, making that the 5. There's no 5 here. This is a 3, 9. The 4 is looking down, making that the 3, making that the 9, that the 3, that the 9. Could have used the 3 in the box, which makes that the 1 and that the 3. That breaks these columns open. The 3 makes that the 5 and that the 3. The 5 makes that the 4 and that the 5. The 1 makes that the 2 and that the 1. And the 2 makes that the 4 and that the 2. The 1 makes that the 4, which means this is the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5. The 1 looks across, making that the 3 and that the 1. And that's the solution to the puzzle. 22 solves in 446.8 days. What's that? That's 360 plus another 80? That's 15 months. That's about a solve. It's a bit over a solve a month. Ladies and gentlemen, my goal for you is to get this well over a solve a month. I want to get this from 1 solve per month to at least 1 solve per day. That's the goal that I want this channel to do. Now, this video is not coming out for another 14 days, so this is going to be about 460 days by the time this is seen on the channel. But let's try and get this to at least a solve a day, shall we? Niverio deserves it. This puzzle is really nice. This is a really nice arrow puzzle with some beautiful logic in it. Football formations, not a fan of football, don't know anything about football formations. Doesn't matter, I love this puzzle. Thank you, Niverio. Great stuff. Yeah, let's see what we can do, shall we? Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you to the person who recommended it. I hope this video helps you. And as always, good luck with your solving.